We are here today to announce that the Justice Department has secured felony guilty pleas from the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, Binance.
Actually, it's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Largest virtual.
Binance.
Binance. And let me be clear. It's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Council has discussed crypto regulations and legislations at length, and we have come to the conclusion that instead of regulating, we are going to ape a fat bag each into laptop and pump it to over $1,300,000,000,000,000,000,000,000 market cap. Let's fucking go, crackheads.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we have to talk about the bullish news that are not stopping to flow. And finally, it's a US nation-state crypto reserve that fully passes all the chambers and the bill and even gets signed by the governor, so also not vetoed by the governor. And we are going to talk about global liquidity that has a huge impact, a huge correlation on Bitcoin, and that also is flowing more. And no, I'm not talking about what I said yesterday in the video. There are already new facts here, so make sure to stay all the way through. So good morning to each and every one of you, and make sure to smash up the like button as a first thing here in the morning. By the way, we are growing again. Look at this, the number of subs is growing nicely. So if you're not subscribed yet and like what you see and the content, then please make sure to subscribe as well. Also consider becoming a rare hodler. You see all the rare hodlers here that are supporting me here on a daily basis, on a monthly basis. So thank you very much to all the rare hodlers, and I see a couple of you guys in the chat already. Trucking Hank, good morning to you, my man, and Felipe also, good morning. How are you doing? And good morning to you, Bob Knows as well. And with that, let's jump right into the action. So yesterday, to the end of the day, we did see some price increase here. As we see, we are now sitting at 96,351 for Bitcoin, slowly coiling up here, but the decision which direction, how much volatility is also today at 8:30 Central European time, which is somewhere probably afternoon in most US states. We will get a rate decision plus a Fed press conference, and what's being said in the Fed press conference, that is going to be important for crypto. The likelihood of the rate cut is next to zero. Also yesterday we saw the billions in bond buybacks, so to say, hint that there's no rate cut, but that quantitative easing is creeping in through the back door. Hey JW, what's going on? So that is happening, but now what's exactly going on? First, let me say that 500k per Bitcoin to $1 million is almost guaranteed now. As Jim Cramer says, I don't believe Bitcoin can reach 500k per coin, let alone 1 million. That's improbable. So basically, as Inverse Cramer has a more than 56% correlation to Bitcoin. So whatever Jim Cramer says, you take the inverse, and then that has more than a 50-50 likelihood to come true. Then you're basically on the way to 500k to 1 million. Wow, that's great news. Thank you so much, Inverse Kramer, for letting that out here. Jaws says fake news. Okay, maybe, but maybe you're also inverse Kramer in the chat. But now, in all seriousness, New Hampshire becomes the first state to establish a Bitcoin reserve, and that allows them, or will allow them, to spend up to 5% of the state funds into that reserve, or to put that into the reserve. We have this Governor Kelly Ayotte. She signed the bill into law. We had a couple of days ago the Arizona one, I think Hobbs was the name, where she did not sign the bill into the law, even though everything was passed before. But now it's official, right? And now U.S. nation states can pump your bags, put retirement fund money or whatever, like states' public fund, in precious metals or crypto, right? So New Hampshire has now won the race among the states seeking to pass laws allowing them to invest public funds into crypto reserve. Similar efforts have recently been met with setbacks in places including Arizona and Florida. New Hampshire can now put as much as 5% of its available public funds in to Bitcoin. And yes, hey, VeVe Zombie, what's going on? Arizona dropped the ball, as you say. That's absolutely true. The state beat a number of others to the punch this year, as what had started as a surge in state lawmaker momentum had run into roadblocks over recent weeks. As the first to authorize its treasurer to set up such a reserve, New Hampshire could very well beat the US government in forming a stockpile too. So very much on the forefront there. And it's even like it was even her herself who posted it on social media. And we will see how much that is. I mean, I don't know how much state funds they have, but 5% of whatever it is slowly but surely probably going into that, or at least a part of those 5% again, right? So all in all, very good. Full article here on CoinDesk. I'm not affiliated, by the way. Just saying that that's where I grabbed it. And that is one more way to where funds are flowing in, Bitcoin is taking out, and it just contributes more to supply shock, which is amazing, right? It's amazing to pump our bags, but it also means that you have less time to stack sats, right? So, by the way, guys, make sure to smash up the like button here if you enjoy these live streams in the early morning. They always come along with a little bit of work, and I would really appreciate if you could help me with the free like here. Anyways, let's see. VeVe Zombie says, "What do you think Trump's big announcement will be? It's supposed to be in the next couple of days." Wow, I didn't see that yet, so I cannot tell. But I know that there's a lot of stuff coming that they are working on with regards to crypto. I think all of these people in the government and around have a huge interest in easing up the crypto industry. And probably some of these things will be catalysts for us to push higher, which is the way is drawn out anyways by global liquidity, as we will see in a second. But I think, one or the other catalyst will just kick the price higher sooner, which again means that we have less time to stack the sats, right? So this is the world debt curve, and it just surpassed 300 trillion, and nothing is going to stop this train. We also see the dip here in this debt curve. I mean, the latter end is the most important one, and we also see that the debt curve decoupled here in 72 when gold, when the US dollar was not anymore gold pegged. that's where the curve lifts off. And then in 97, everything, basically every crisis is being printed away before it really can turn into a crisis, right? So what is now, or printed away with delay, right? You make debt and then you give this debt as a heritage to the next government that then has to print money to offset the debt and make new debt because the GDP growth is not enough, right? So we are that's actually funny. It's the biggest news that happened in the last couple of years, and Mark D says he's probably unveiling a portrait of himself. Yeah, that could be it. Or it's the, I don't know how many run of his NFT collection, maybe. Yeah, it will be tremendous. Let's see. But 300 trillion to offset with somehow money shows you in which asset you have to be, right? But this train will not be stopped. It is just going on, and we see where it's going on. Here you see China QE, so China quantitative easing. China's central bank cuts key rates and inject 1 trillion yuan into the economy. How much that is in billion, I do not know, like in billion US dollars, I do not know, but we know it's probably, it's probably going to push prices in assets much, much higher, as it just contributes to global liquidity. And then we are right back to me being the broken record here for you guys, but it is necessary because I think it's the single most important thing to understand in this world and in this life. Sets you up for success in any investment, in my opinion, and that's that Bitcoin is following global liquidity, and even the S&P 500 is following global liquidity even more to the T. But we see it right now, what we said here in the bottoming phase, right? When we bottomed here, we said that's probably the bottoming phase end. Now we pushed higher, we're back to 96K. And you see also here, we have followed a little bit these little setbacks. We're now in one again. Then the next push should go to the all-time high where we spend a little bit more time. But that's exactly where we are right now, right? We had the push out of the bottoming zone. This is all the bottoming zone. We're out here. We're sitting at 96,300. I wonder, did we ever come back? No, we never came back down here to the CME gap. But okay, we are up here again, and we'll see what happens next, right? So global liquidity cannot be neglected anymore. And we see where it's going, right? So we have a new all-time high here. So as long as this is rising, we do not really see an end of the rallying, right? Oh my God, you guys are degenerates. But anyways, yeah, we do not see an end to this global liquidity. And right now it points somewhere to 150K. Which is absolutely reasonable, right? By the way, gold is on it again. So the money in a risk-off scenario is flowing first into stuff like gold. And we see that again. Bitcoin is now pointing up here. Also probably just going to follow. And that would be then the way to, what does it say here on that, on a similar scale, if we would follow this, 125,000 or so, right, for Bitcoin to follow up, right? So that's probably gold is going to take out this, print a new all-time high in the next couple of days and weeks to come, and then we will see. Randy made a video tonight, basically saying Ben Rose is out concerning. Oh, okay, yeah, that is. I was coming to that actually a little bit later because I was wondering why there's nothing coming, but yeah, it's weird, it's insane. Let's see. We talk about this in a second. One more thing. Yeah, this is gold. One more thing is AI, right? I have something here from Sailor for you. But first, the CEO of Fiverr, Misha Kaufman, basically commenting on AI, and I think it's interesting, right? So he says, I read out. He says, "Hey team, I've always believed in radical candor and despised those who sugarcoat reality to avoid stating the unpleasant truth. The very basis for radical candor is care. You care enough about your friends and colleagues to tell them the truth because you want them to be able to understand it, grow, and succeed. So here is the unpleasant truth. AI is coming for your jobs. Heck, it's coming for my job too. This is a wake-up call. It does not matter if you are a programmer, designer, product manager, data scientist, lawyer, customer support rep, salesperson, or a finance person. AI is coming for you. You must understand that what was once considered easy tasks will no longer exist. What was considered hard tasks will be the new easy, and what was considered impossible tasks will be the new hard. If you do not become an exceptional talent at what you do, a master, you will face the need for a career change in a matter of months. I am not trying to scare you. I'm not trying to about your job at Fiverr. I am talking about your ability to stay in your profession in the industry. So crazy, right? Here we see that. So Fiverr, that's like really the basis. Like we have all these freelancing works of, hey, I can write an introduction, motivational paper for you. Hey, I can build a thumbnail for you. Hey, I can, you know what? Motivational paper is like, hey, ChatGPT, write a motivational paper, 500 words in the style of Mark Twain, yada yada, right? It's gone, right? That sale is gone. Then, hey, Patient Hodler, I can build some thumbnails for you, right? Despite that I'm doing all that myself anyways, now I can do it with AI a lot faster, right? So it's, we see it. Yeah. How does that guy know about my Fiverr job? Yeah, exactly. Like, what the heck? There will be, like, people will continue to do stuff on Fiverr because AI will not be able to replace everyone. But they're like all the basic stuff. The sales numbers will just crumble because everyone will figure out over time how to do this, and then it's like, I don't know, man. It's like in a bank. Like, yeah, does my grandma still try to go to the bank counter and do stuff there? Yes, but she's basically the only one, right? Everyone else does it online. Oh no, I didn't know Ben is gone too. I don't know. I wouldn't count on it until you see an official statement, because I've not seen what Big A has seen, but he doesn't post on Twitter anymore, so we'll see that in a second. But first, let's listen to this, and then we can go to that pressing topic as well. But let's listen to the Bitcoin dude himself commenting on AI here.
And what you're going to see is companies are going to create extraordinary products, extraordinary services. There's going to be 100x increase in productivity. There's going to be 100x increase in everything. We're going to produce more of everything in every way that everybody can imagine. And if you're a corporation, if you're a private actor, if you're a capitalist, what are you going to do with that capital? You're going to roll it into Bitcoin. The AIs are going to want to buy the Bitcoin. The companies are going to buy the Bitcoin. The demand is going to be for the most scarce, desirable, liquid, fungible capital asset. And so the explosion of productivity with digital property and digital intelligence and digital labor will create an explosion in demand for digital capital. And I think all of those are just mutually beneficial trends. And if you're a company, you just want to figure out how your shareholders benefit, how your customers benefit, how your employees benefit from this trend.
Yeah, there you go. So if that's the case, and I think AI really has the potential to 100x everything, then well, look at your cryptos and figure out how long it takes until that 100x's, because I mean that would naturally come with it, right? But I think that's so far for AI. I see you guys are talking already about the Ben Rose topic. So what's going on here? Let's get to Ecomi and VeVe straight. Then we can still talk some altcoins. But so this guy, right, CEO Ben Rose, and so on, he didn't post on Twitter anymore, which raised suspicion if he is still with VeVe, right? He's this co-CEO at VeVe, pioneering Web3 and so on, right? So I would say until it's not an official post and statement that he moves on, I would not take anything seriously, especially because, I mean, it's not even a couple of days since he has been appearing on cryptonews.com with a VeVe shirt and talking about that journey and Business Insider and I don't know what. So it would be a little bit weird, because if you're leaving today, you know that already then. And then the question is, if you're doing all these media presences still. Let's see here. Big A says Randy didn't 100% confirm Ben was out, but basically said that said he had private messages he wouldn't reveal. He thinks Ben was only around in case David and Dan were jailed in lawsuit. I don't know, man. Okay, I think that reasoning is crazy, but yeah, what he said, not me. Okay, I don't know. I think that's a lot of panic. Let's see. Who did though leave is Mitch. Let's see. Do we have Mitch here somewhere? Mitch VeVe. Let's put not VeVe. There we go. What was the name of Mitch here? Oh, there we go. Mitch. Yeah, here. This is the guy. This is the tech guy, and he left after an incredible few years. I've wrapped up my time with VeVe. What a journey it's been. Leading and scaling a fully remote, globally distributed product technology team has been one of the most rewarding challenges of my career. It reinforced how essential trust, clarity, and shared purpose are in building high-performance cultures across border and time zones. Together, we strategically modernized VeVe core technology stack, creating a more robust and scalable foundation that positions the business to lead in a rapidly evolving digital landscape. So this happened, right? Yeah, exactly. So I don't know, man. I'm Big A. I don't like. I understand the reasoning somehow, but I don't know. Yeah, Mitch got thrown into programmer jail. Yeah, exactly. But I don't know what completing my sentence here. I don't know, or I don't see any evidence so far for the Ben Rose case. And yes, I would also say it could be only holidays, going on holidays, but then maybe VeVe or David or someone else could have just commented it somewhere, which is also true, right? So yeah, I don't know. But Mitch has left the building. Thank you to Mitch for the hard work, and good luck for the new endeavors. Exactly. Let's see, does he already have something else? We don't see it. Yeah, he also didn't use his Twitter much, to be honest. I mean, last post from November 26th. So with the lawsuit gone away, they are going to pay the the stock share part, and then yeah. No, I say I know, Big A. No worries. I'm just saying to everyone here basically that what you're saying, I'm not behind that, and you are also not, in the sense of we don't know just yet. You're reporting what Randy said. That's absolutely cool. No, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not saying that something. Big A. Okay. Off the grid. Okay, you guys are playing off the grid or what? Yeah, Mitch is gone. That is true. Yes, Sven. But ban Rose, we don't know. Yeah. Let's see. But also, I mean, we have seen maybe they have uncluttered the spaghetti code on VeVe, but the mobile app is still not performing on the best side. So maybe they can hire someone with a new technical glimpse here. Maybe also someone that looks at how can you implement AI in the best way into the app and stuff like that. By the way, they're dropping Mandalorian on what day? It's on Sunday, right? Is it on Sunday? Yeah, I don't know. I have to find the page again. Somewhere I had somewhere the Star Wars page. There it is. Where's the Mandalorian article? There we go. Is it 10th of May? 10th of May is Saturday. Okay. So Saturday is the Mandalorian drop. Good. Now let's take a quick look at the OMI price. The OMI price is remaining stable on that support for now. Yeah. So we see that here. We see also again, right? It drops into the zone. It gets bought up at 00019, and it's currently pushing a little bit high. But yeah, a little bit higher is just not the right word to say this. We are basically sideways here. But you see, every time that the OMI price pushes up, it still gets big sales into it, right? It's still yeah, the same as here and up there. So we don't see a change in that just yet. I mean, you see these long wicks every time someone drops a big amount in the order book. We see long wick and then boom, sold into it again, right? So we see that here as well, only that there are no long wicks coming at the moment. So that we have. Troy Perez says, thanks PH for always keeping us up to date on the broader market and still giving us VeVe2. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm personally, let's put it that way. VeVe for me was really fun in the last years, right? And it's still cool project, and I think the fun could come back. VeVe also for me is an investment that has a very, very low chance of making high returns, but it is there. And then also in case it would do high returns, these returns would be massive, right? So I want to report on it. I have personal feelings about the project, right? About the community. And I just like it. And I will continue to report on that, right? So we are going to continue to report on OMI. By the way, on VeVe Comics there will be Star Wars comic I see here. These little videos also very cool. Gold and silver logo holder? Yes. Correct, I am. I am. And yeah, I got that over a year ago. I think, yeah, it's already over a year ago, the gold and silver logo, and I still hold it. Never sold it. Never sold my gold logo. We will see. We will see what happens with the app and so on. And I mean, we have seen so much hard times already throughout this bear market, right? I mean, we had all the phase where it said, okay, VeVe is going to die. but then the other projects died, and all around VeVe. We had that Alex guy that went on not so good terms and so on, right? There were people leaving VeVe, shit talking VeVe, right? The guy, I think, was the guy before Mitch or whoever, right? Where they said, yeah, and this and that, and unprofessional, and I don't know what. So we had such, I mean, you see here the improvement is Mitch left, and his comment is throughout positive, right? So it's not on any hard feelings or so, right? And then we had all this, VeVe is going to lose the lawsuit, and there are billions of OMI tokens coming into the market, into circulation, and that's gone now as well. They have to pay $350,000 in stocks and dividends to MB Technology, and that's it, right? So one by one, these things come out of the way. But can VeVe still fail? Yes, of course they can. Like any other crypto project, they can still fail. But the fact is that they have passed the entire bear market building, and they did not fail until now. And they had some really nice grossing from the drops. Let's see here. We have this Living Aloha, for example. He's always putting out the numbers on the drops. Let me see if I find the last drops. So Thunderbolt comic grosses $1,500. Here, people continue to buy the Star Wars Stormtrooper drop on VeVe. 45% of the drop has sold, with a gross revenue of $86,550, making it the highest grossing drop in a while. And that continues, right? These sales, the mints on that Star Wars drop and so on, they are continuing. So we see it here. That was one number, and then but 50,000 of that also was in an instant. So 86,000 is quite a bit. I mean, you basically can, let's say, a lower ranked employee can be paid from that gross revenue and a full year, right? No, 808 Bear, before you're shit talking my channel, please do the research. Arizona governor vetoed the BTC reserve. You find that video on my channel. But the New Hampshire governor passed the reserve. We are talking about New Hampshire. Look it up. It's there. It happened. It just happened. It's not a meme channel. It's also not fake news. What the heck is going on? Hey, Damvu, good to see you. PH, did you buy more than one Stormtrooper? No, actually not. I only bought that one. I need the money for the $70 Grogu, okay? I need the money for the $70 Grogu. So yeah, that's a little bit wild. Hey, Bodo, also, like the rare hodlers are pouring into the house. Felipe says VeVe Versum stopped also to make videos about VeVe. It is sad to hear. Yeah, I saw that video as well. He doesn't identify anymore with the collector's approach, like collectors at heart. So what's dropping on VeVe, he doesn't. It doesn't appeal to him, as he's an like big art collector. Some of the drops were too. Hey, Mewtwo here. All the rare hodlers in the house. Crazy. Guys, make sure to smash up the like button here for this for these streams if you enjoy them. Grogu in Prime is legendary. Yeah, I will go for that. 9 Stormtroopers has Sven. That's crazy also. But you see that's the revenue numbers. Let's check out the market behavior. And this is really like these times. It's make or break, right? And that's exactly, it can happen for all investments. But I think we are also seeing some positive things. We see the number of users in the app go up, yeah. So non-zero wallets are going up still. We gained 11 users in a day from yesterday to today. And looking at market action, here also we see here it's only 10 minutes ago, to 10 to 20 minutes ago, you see all these stormtroopers are being minted by different wallets, right? So we see it here, stormtrooper, all these stormtroopers, right? So those are just whatever, like $120 or so, just again, right? And this is how this market gets sales. We have the VeVe comics market, right? We see here comic mint. Here's a comic mint. Like the machine is rolling, and this is all in the last half hour. I mean, is it the best, like biggest sales? No, but it's also not nothing, right? And then secondary market, Mimban Trooper sales, right? Yeah, so we'll see. I think I have mine listed. I didn't even see if it got sold or anything. I had mine listed for I think $100 or so. We'll see. I got SE in one pool, sold for 109, and bought SR and 10 common stormtroopers. Wow, nice. Just looked it up. New Hampshire just passed BTC reserve. I'm happy to be brought up to speed. Yeah, exactly. BTC is definitely not the meme coin. Yeah, no, it's not. It's not. But yeah, anyways, so that is the story of the VeVe NFTs today. And I think, man, look, even if Ben is out, then there's probably a reason to it. I think that Ben was highly capable. I think things went better with Ben Rose. Well, let's wait for official confirmation. But then it's also not the end of the world, right? Are Mitch and Ben unreplaceable? I don't think so. Is Star Wars drops of higher quality dropping on VeVe a good thing? I think so, right? I mean, they get the full Mandalorian stuff. They get the pod races of episode 1 and so on. Like all these things, like Grogu and whatever, these things are dropping on VeVe. I think they will be probably grossing quite a bit. Grogu is a very highly sought after collectible, which we are going for on the next stream. Yeah, by the way, let's pull up the calendar. KC BMW. As always, KC BMW with the calendar. No, Ben is not confirmed out. He's just not posting anymore. Speculation is raging if Ben is out or not. Let's assume that he's on holidays with a mild speculation on that something is going on behind doors, but there's no official confirmation yet. Let's see if there's any updated calendar. No, there's not. Okay. So we see it here. We'll have the Mandalorian drop on Saturday, the 10th. And then we have Mandalorian comics 16th, 17th, The Mask. And then on 19th, we have the Star Wars drop. So maybe we're going to stream all of them, maybe only parts of them. And tomorrow we have the Avengers comic, which is unclear yet if I'm able to stream that or not. Let's see. But we'll see. No, it's not confirmed. Not confirmed. Nothing's confirmed, right? So no post from VeVe official here regarding this stuff. Anyways, we have 30 people here, so make sure to smash up the like button right now. This would be very cool if you could drop the like on this live stream. Let's push the live streams up a little bit by doing so. Let's see what else is going on about in the VeVe Twitter here for the latter part. By the way, this is also funny, right? So apparently VeVe is dead, but VeVe also has, like, everyone talks about VeVe. It's funny, right? One small step for VeVe, one giant leap. For Maximus Mendesium, he bought his first TOD, as TOD is cheap in the app right now, or at least lower. Opens app, Mitch left VeVe, Mitch was let go, Ben Rose is missing. Has anyone seen Ben? Ben is on vacation. Ben left because he's seen how things are really being run. VeVe can't afford to pay anyone. But so this is exactly that's what happens when you open VeVe on X. The next episode, yeah, it's exactly, that's the talk. But still, like people talking about it, right? It's crazy. VeVe has awarded set holders or rewarded set holders of the Addiction comics if you have all 5 covers by airdropping an Addiction gold logo. So all Addiction fans going on. Wow, hey, Troy Paris, thank you for the $25. Just a thanks. Thank you so much. I owe this to all of you, and especially to you also here in this situation, that I can do this. So I'm happy to provide the VeVe and Omi news here. And thank you so much for the $25 donation. Really appreciate it. It's financing the Grogu. Helping finance the Grogu. Yeah. So thank you very much for that. VeVe puts out of London Comic Con. Yeah, this is the Twitter drama. VeVe pulls out of London Comic Con. Mitch announces he's leaving VeVe. CEO Ben Rose has been missing in action for 20 days. Omi at 4-year lows. What is going on? Bear market is going on, I would say. But yeah, let's see. I can't imagine that the lawsuit 300K is really a problem for them financially, but we also do not have any transparency in the financial, right? This is also cool, like just realized you can list directly on Stacker World from VeVe official app. So you can directly click here on your collectible and then list on Stacker for Omi. Oh, that's what I did, right? I think I did list the Mimban Trooper for Omi, I think, or something like that. Let's see. These make 694 assorted Star Wars posters on a VeVe official. What the heck? Like, person buys Star Wars posters like crazy. Elsa is in the wrong environment here. Addiction gold logo holders, people leveling up on VeVe. Hey everyone, be advised, nothing is official until we hear from VeVe official, but since Speculation Nation is out and about, I figured I'd throw my name in, try to interpret change of staff at VeVe and how it can affect Omi. Yeah, let's see, but Randy made a video about it. New VeVe app update is here, by the way. So if you're Android user, Android users were unable to post media to the feed, which basically threw them probably out of the MCP challenge, because if you can't post, how will you get followers? How will you be able to get the point for the post and so on, right? So that's also a thing. By the way, this looks crazily real, right? The Mimban Trooper in AR. That looks insanely real. Like, what the heck? Let's see. Mewtwo says, if you can collect Blackpink, which are real life persons, why can't we collect Michael Jordan, Eminem? Just saying, I think this would be pretty cool. Yeah, you would get other big collector bases in there. I just don't know how much ties they have to these parts of, like, to their representatives, right, of these guys. I don't know how good the connections are and so on. But if someone manages to get licenses, it's usually David, right? So let's see. You always have to be, once again, be aware that be aware that everything every investment in every project, things can go sideways. Even in Ethereum, we see it. Like the Ethereum fucked up an entire bear market of scaling, right? And doing the working on the wrong things. But in other projects, it can just it can just cost you the survival, right? And it did for many projects in the NFT space. But you see, VeVe is still here. VeVe is still posting every day. My Collectibles and Corey and so on still putting out the content there. So yeah, can you find a new co-CEO? We'll see, right? But important is that they come out of the slump, reinvent themselves, right? With that thing. And naturally, people panic. People naturally panic if they see people leaving, yeah. Because obviously there's a reason for leaving, but sometimes it's just career changes, right? Sometimes Mitch was there for a couple of years, 2-3 years. People today come and go fast. I think the bigger question is what happened to Ben Rose here, right? So yeah, that is that. I mean, Blackpink is essentially a marketing entity, but in the same vein, so are the Beatles. Yeah, that is true. The question is, how much do they want these music collectors? Could they get them? Yeah, I mean, they can. They could get them. I don't know where the focus is, right? Because if you remember months back, it was more like, hey, we're working on Asia and so on. You remember the focus was supposed to be on Asia, which is Blackpink, yes. But then the question is, are you working on getting the anime stuff? Is it already in the pipeline? So what's coming in there, right? And I think naturally bull runs change everything, and we will see how this happens. But guys, for today, that's it. Thank you so much for the donation. Troy Paris, also my rare hodlers, all of you that are here. Mewtwo, Tracking Hank, Felipe, Bodo, Domvu. Thank you all for being here today and discuss a little bit in this. And we are going to be back with more videos and live streams. By the way, don't forget to check out the latest videos also on the channel. Smash likes everywhere. Subscribe if you haven't yet. We have 30 people here today, so I want to see the 30 likes here from everyone right now. And also, if you watch this later, let me know what you think in the comments below. And wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. And I catch you in the next live stream or video. Bye.